Welcome back to Zona, the secret of Chernobyl. We're playing with the scientist. We're sitting here currently in the research station inside a bunker. It is freezing rain and nasty outside, and to leave that location, we're going to have to cough up 2 fatigue just to get through there. And so we are going to move. So we're in this space. We're going to move for our first action over to the barracks. Let's zoom down, and then we're going to have to take a couple of hits on our dial here for fatigue. So yes, the first part of the turn is, of course, we get 2 actions. So for our first action, we will leave the bunker into the freezing rain, make our way over to the barracks here with the rats. And that's going to cost us 2 fatigue to get through that miserable freezing rain. We're up to 3 fatigue. If we get to 5 and need to take any more fatigue, we start taking damage. So we're a little exhausted from our trip through the freezing rain. We have another action. We could perform the barracks action. If we're neutral or good, we can lose a reputation and just gain an equipment item. But we're not going to do that because that would make us bad. We're neutral right now. We kind of want to stay there. Maybe turn good at one point. Or we could move again if we wanted to. We go over to the junkyard, but I kind of want to be here because we want to try to get into the secret facility here, the government bunker. If we can, maybe next turn. But I think we're going to take on the rats then. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take these guys out. They're sitting here. They need to be taken out. They become a trophy, which would be worth 200 rubles for us. So go ahead and do that. Rat swarm test. After this test, you automatically suffer 1 wound, and we have a way to negate that. We have our hunter's jacket. So let's go hunting rats. We need 2 successes on observation. Now we could use some of our stuff afterwards. We can use the chocolate after if we don't get enough successes. Let's look at our board though before we roll the dice. Alright, so take a look at our equipment. So we got 400 rubles. We have 2 observation just to start with. Of course we have to roll 3 dice to see what we get. We also have a chocolate that we can, oh, that's for anomalies, never mind. We have 1 we can do for fighting, and when we need to fight them. And we have a hunter's jacket. We can negate that 1 damage. And we can also use it for fighting to get rid of a negative die. So anyway, bottom line is we need observation. We need a 2. We have a 2. Let's get out the dice tower, roll up our dice, and see if we can get 2 to get, not to jump on them, but we won't take damage. They didn't sort of surprise attack us. Alright, we're going to grab the dice tower. We're going to set it down right here. We're going to roll our 3 dice. We're going to see what we get. We already have a 2. And that's absolutely not great because we have 2, so 3 minus 1 is 2, minus 1 is 1. And we would end up taking a damage from the rat swarm unless we do something about it. And I guess what we're going to do about it is we're going to go ahead and use our hunter's jacket here. Oh, this is not a fighting, this is observation. Oh, wow, I think we need to take the damage. I don't think we can do anything about it because it's all about anomalies, our equipment. Yeah, we're kind of messed over. We're going to have to take that 1 damage because we didn't pass the observation. It says after the observation test, you automatically suffer damage. So we're going to suffer 2 damage from the rat swarm. So maybe it wasn't the greatest idea to try to take them on. Now, how are we going to suffer the 2 damage? Let's find out. Well, we're not off to a great start here now, are we? So we decided to take on the rat swarm. Maybe we were too fatigued after our horrible journey through the freezing rain. So we're going to take 1 damage on our character here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're also going to use the jacket. The jacket, if you use it, can negate 1 damage. And we're going to use the jacket. So we took 1 damage on our jacket, 1 damage on ourselves. And now we have the option. We can fight the rats or we can just run away. You know, after going through all that pain and suffering, we're going to take these little critters on. And we need a 2 to defeat them. And if we defeat them, we're going to keep it as a trophy. We can sell it for 200. And if we don't defeat them, we're going to take another wound and they'll stay there. So, once again, we're going to go with the dice tray. Let's take a look at what we have. We have a 2 right now for fight. We can get a plus from the energy drink. We can drink an energy drink if we have to. Let's get out the dice tray. Maybe we'll get better luck this time. Wow, these rats are just nasty. Okay, they're swarming. All right, the hunter's jacket didn't do very good. We're a scientist, I guess, not a fighter. Let's see what we get for our dice roll. And this time we nail it. So the plus and minus will cancel out. And we get +1, so we have 3 for fighting. We only needed 2. The rat swarm is defeated. and we get to keep it as a trophy, and we can sell it for 200 rupees, which isn't actually very great. Oh, and I forgot, we could actually have upped our, oh darn it, we could have upped our fatigue to re-roll one of those dice on the first roll. But we're already at 3, so I think we're going to decide not to do that. Or should we? No, we're gonna leave it as is. So we defeated the rats. That was our second action, and we are finished with the actions phase. And so up next we have the event phase. So we're going to be drawing an event card. We're in a green zone, so we draw the top event card. The green event card, if we were in the yellow zone, we draw a yellow one. If we're in the red, you don't draw an event card. And if you're in a special location, you draw those event cards. All right, let's see what we've gotten here. We have quarry, junkyard, other location. Well, we're not in the quarry, we're not in the junkyard, so we're going to be looking at the encounter for other location. Let's zoom down on it and take a look. Alright, I blanked out the other stuff so you don't get spoilers. Other location. You reach the rendezvous point. Your friend was supposed to share some classified information with you. Unfortunately, you only find her dead body. You notice some claw marks. Place one green mutant token at this location. You look through her things and find something. You gain 1 junk item. Oh dear. Okay, well this is not actually too horrible. So we have to pull a critter, a mutant, and from the bottom of the deck we get more rats. This place is swarming with rats. So I'm going to put the rats out in the barracks location. You look through her things. You find some. You gain a junk item. Cool. So we just gain a junk item right off the top of the junk deck, and we gain. What do we gain? Tactical records. Oh, for smarts, we can cancel a negative effect. And now this recycling symbol here means you can use this once a turn. At the end of the turn, the token comes off it. This never goes away. That's really cool. We're going to put that into our backpack, of course. And then we have to make a dice roll to see what's happening. We only have 1 backpack slot left. And it's a willpower check. Ooh, our willpower is not very good at all. We have nothing to help us with it. Oh dear, our willpower is 1. So if we pass it, life goes on, nothing happens. Her death has a profound effect on you. We're going to gain 1 mental damage if we blow the roll. So let's go to the dice tree and see what happens. I just love how the rats just come right out of the burrow again. All right, we've got to make that willpower check. This is not good. We have 1. We need a 3. So we're going to need like 2 successes and a blank. I mean, we can do it. So does the death of our friend shake us up horribly, or are we going to shrug it off? Oh no! Oh, hang on. No, there's nothing we can do about it. It's a willpower check, and we have no items or anything that help us with willpower. We can spend a fatigue to re-roll 1 die. I think we might do it. We're going to spend 1 fatigue up to 4. That's getting dangerous. And our willpower is only 1. We're going to have so much fatigue. Oh man. No, I think we're not going to do that. I'm going to retro that. Because when we go to a bunker, our willpower is only 1, and the only way to get rid of our fatigue is to go to a bunker and do a camp action, and then we're only going to get 1 fatigue back, and we're already halfway to getting damaged. So we're going to suck it up. We're just going to take another damage, which is not fantastic, but it is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and take a damage for that. It was traumatic. The rats, I guess, were swarming all over her body still, and we just got beaten up by rats, so I guess that's what affected us, taking another damage. And this game is pretty unforgiving, I think. I think you can die pretty horribly, pretty quickly in the game. Alright, well that was the the event phase. Let's take a look at the next phase. We are into the rumor phase, so we're going to go up to the top of the board. We're going to grab a rumor card. We're going to see what happens there in this horrible wasteland. Alright, let's hope this is not terrible. So we do have the persistent freezing rain effect on the research station area, which means every time you move out of that location, I believe it was, you take damage. All right, let's take a look at the rumor card. We're not going to be able to see it here. Oh, there's nothing. So the essence emission thing doesn't move, but we're going to have to take a closer look at this card because, oh my goodness, it looks like a lot of nasty stuff may be happening. Alright, let's take a look at this horrible card. Premature emission. Oh, that sounds horrible. Comrade General Volodya According to our calculation, the emission is expected to happen tomorrow at the earliest. You need to learn the respective zona. It isn't some equation you can solve. It's a primal element, place of chaos itself. Oh my God. So immediately resolve the emission. Okay, the emission deals 3 damage regardless of the sector. Ignore the damage scheme on the emission card. Restart the emission track. Place new threat tokens and new items on the market board as with a standard emission. So we basically have a premature emission, and we have 2 options. We can stay out in the emission taking 3 damage, which is absolutely horrific. We have no way to negate it. Or we can spend 2 fatigue and duck into the bunker. Which is what we're going to do. So we're going to go out to the main board, and we're going to see what we're going to do with this emission. Then we're going to perform the emission. Well, this is just not what we planned. So we were out here with the rats, and we found our friend who we were supposed to meet dead. We got ourselves a junk item, which was technical records, which is useful. But now we have a premature emission happening, and basically what happens is an emission just goes across the land, wiping out all critters, damaging all survivors out here, and causing new and more mutants and anomalies to hit the board, which we're going to see happen. So, like I said, if you're adjacent to a bunker, you can spend 2 fatigue to duck into the bunker and not take the damage from the emission. And we're going to go ahead and do that, which takes us to 5. Oh wow, it's a good thing we didn't use our extra die. We wouldn't even be able to do that. So we are at 5 fatigue, but we do manage to get inside the bunker, so we don't take the 3 damage. But now we have to wipe all anomalies and critters off the board, and then we're going to consult the emission sheet. I'll show you how that works. Well, we are just not having the greatest of luck. Alright, so we ducked ourselves into a bunker. We don't take the 3 damage. That is good. However, everything on the board gets wiped. So this gets wiped off. This gets wiped off. The rats get wiped off. This and this. We had 5 things out here. They're all gone. They get put back in their respective token boxes here. I'm just doing that kind of off screen. Apologize. And then we need to consult the emissions, and I'll show you how that works. It's actually kind of a cool technique, so we'll get to that. Alright, so when an emission happens, you reset the emission tracker to 0. This top card, these are all shuffled cards. This actually just flips over here. And then you can see this is the damage, but we were to ignore it on the premature emission. So I'm going to take these 2 cards, we're going to zoom down on them, and I'll show you how that works. Alright, so it's a pretty clever system. So this card flips over, and this is what's on the other side. So normally when the emission happens, this is the type of damage you take. If you're in a green zone, you take the 3 radioactive damage of mental damage. If you're in an orange zone, you take 4 radioactive damage of mental. If you're in the red zone, you take it all. And then you can see here you get a green critter, a green mutant in the quarry, a green anomaly at the barracks, a green mutant in the wetlands, an orange mutant in the red forest, an orange anomaly at the factory, an orange anomaly at the proving ground. So I got to go and populate all of that. And then the last thing we have to do is wipe out everything, all of the stocks and items and gear from the marketplace, and repopulate it with new stuff. So we'll do that as well. Alright, so I've populated the board with all of the anomalies and mutants that it said. So we got a mutant in here at the red forest. We got an anomaly up here at the proving ground. We have another anomaly at the factory. We have an anomaly at the barracks now. We have a mutant at the wetlands. And we have the lovely meat hog mutants up at the quarry. So that fills out all of that. We dodged the 3 damage. We're hunkered down in a bunker. But we're at 5 fatigue, and that is absolute horrible. We have to figure out how to fix that eventually. But now we got to go wipe out the equipment and junk stuff and repopulate it. Okay, and now taking a look at our equipment. Oh, I probably should have spent the 200 and got the rations, because that would have given us 3 fatigue back. But of course we didn't do that, so you just wipe everything off. I think these are out of the game. I'm just going to put them upside down on the bottom of these decks to just keep track of it. So all of this goes away, and we're going to repopulate, which is actually not bad, because then we're going to see a whole bunch of new stuff. But I really wish I would have bought the rations. I'm not going to zoom down too close on these. I mean, you can see them here. So just off the top, we have a weapon. Cool, that we can buy. How much is that? That is 600 rupees. Ooh, all right. We have an air filter. Oh, good. You can use it once to get rid of 2 radiation damage. That is really good. We have a fix. Okay, it's a one-use item costing 400. The filter's 200, not bad. And we have a scavenger outfit that we can't buy unless we're goody two-shoes, and we are not. All right, that is the equipment deck refreshed, and now it is the junk deck getting refreshed. Ration stamp, discard at the barracks, draw 2 equipment cards and keep 1. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. All right, and we have the makeshift mask using once. Discard up to 2 dice showing, oh, okay, you can discard dice showing that symbol that gives you damage. Another junk item, the Geiger counter deal. Reroll 1 die showing the triangle symbol, the delta, and it's 400. And lastly, over there, a crowbar, which is useful, and again, we can't buy because we're goody two-shoes. That's everything refreshed. I wish more rations would have come out. We should have bought the rations because we're sitting at 5 fatigued. Oh, good lord. Let's take one quick look at our character, then we're going to zoom in on the board and wrap up our episode for today. Alright, I gotta say, things not going well. I thought this would be better this episode, but boy, did we ever get hammered. We are sitting at 5 fatigue. We take any more fatigue, we start taking damage. We already have 2 damage on us, and it costs 200 each to heal the damage at the bunker. We only have 400 credits. We do have the rat's trophy, though, we can sell for 200, so that's going to help. We have chocolate, anomaly detector, energy drink, technical records, and we have 1 damage on our hunter's jacket as well. All not very good. All right, we're going to zoom out. We're going to wrap up our episode for today. So not really zoomed out too much. But anyway, we're sitting here again, hunkered down in the research station. We seem to be spending an awful pile of time in there. We need to get moving, and we need to get into the government bunker or the underground archive or the mission observatory or the botanical lab. We have to get 2 secrets from these locations, which means we have to go in and we have to have an encounter at these locations and pass it to get a secret. We need 2 of them to get over to the sarcophagus, try and win the game. Of course, the timer is ticking down. I can't remember now how many turns we have left. And if we take a look at our timer deck, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12. We have 13 turns remaining. And if we don't complete the objective in 13 turns, we lose the game. Everybody loses the game. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, and likes. This is Zona, the secret of Chernobyl. And boy, it's nasty. It's nasty out there. Lots and lots of rats and horrible things that happen to you. So thanks so much. We'll see you next time. It'll be, the continuing adventures of our scientist, who's going to probably have to take her first action inside the bunker and camp, and then move off from there. So thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. Zona, Secret of Chernobyl. We're playing solo with the scientist.